Hi everyone, it's Anon here, and welcome to today's video. I want to start out by first apologizing for my absence. I know it's been a good week and a half since I last posted, and I just want to also thank you all for being so patient with me. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. And so, moving along, I mean, life just got busy. I really don't have a good excuse, but I'm back and I am here. Hopefully, I can get on a better recording schedule. Yeah, so you might notice that I'm also talking a bit softer because my family is home right now and I really don't want to like shout from the rooftops, hey, I'm doing this right now. So I'm trying to be kind of quiet. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. A few days ago, I got a comment from at Simseticon. I am totally messing that up, I'm sure, but it's Simseticon. And they said, "Hey Anon, nice video. Can you make one about roofs?" So I went ahead and said, "Yes, I will add that to my list and I will so do it." And so I'm doing it right now. So this video is going to be about roofs. Now, admittedly, I am not the best Sims player out there. There are so many different people who are so good at building in the Sims and getting around all of those tricky roof problems that we all know too well. And so yeah, this is just like a really basic, I wouldn't really call it a tutorial, but it's more like a how-to. And so I'm also going to be giving like some tips and tricks that you can do to get around some of the simpler clipping problems that we have. Again, that we are all too familiar with in The Sims 4. Okay, so this is a gabled roof, right? Just your standard kind of roof that, when you think of roof, this is what I think of anyway. It's free, of course, all the roofs are free, and it has a bit of an overhang on all sides, I think. Let me get a box. This is what the gabled roof looks like on a box. On a house-ish. When you click on the roof, you'll notice a bunch of arrows. Now, this could look scary to, the first ever Sims play, if you're playing The Sims first ever, I know these arrows might look a bit scary, but really, the longer arrows are just, to pull out the roof, and that includes everything, even this little side right here. But this pulls out, it extends the overhang, if you see what I'm getting at. So the regular gabled, and then this is the one with the overhang extended out. Now, if you don't want, say you only want this side, then you would just hold down your shift key and it would go only one side, just like that, and it would stay. So again, if you want it to put back, you hold the shift key and it works on all sides. So you can go as far as you want or as short as you want. Same thing for here. Now this just moves the overhang on the sides. There you go. And again, hold the shift key if you want to just do the one side. I normally just leave it how it is. I mean, there are some instances where I kind of mess around with them, and I will get into that later in the video, just to kind of explain that to you. Again, the longer arrows just extend the whole roof out, just like that, and the shorter arrows just move the overhang. Now, this top arrow moves up and down and changes the height of the roof. Nothing really special you can do with this. I mean, it's just like moving from side to side. This little circle here changes what your roof, basically changes the shape of your roof. So if you were building a barn or something, or you wanted to kind of point your roof because you're making some kind of a witch house or even a castle, then you would move that. Now, there is a special trick that you can do, and you would hold the Shift C while clicking on the roof. So did you see that? And you can take it off again by doing the Shift C. So I'm doing it again, Shift C, and there we go. This gives you more tools and more options. So if you just wanted to move that top part, there you go. It moves the top part. And of course you can move it back. This again is like the regular that I just showed you. And then this bottom one just moves ever so slightly, if you can see that. Ever so slightly moves the edge. Again, just to take that away, Shift C. But you have to be clicked on the roof. See how I clicked off of it and I click on it? So if I clicked off of it, it wouldn't work. But since I have it clicked on, it works. Okay, but that's just the gabled roof. And now all of the arrows, again, they do the same thing, and I'm Shift C, and it opens up a new option. And this is the hipped roof, the half gabled, half hipped, hexagonal, octagonal, pentagonal, circular, these, all of the diagonals. When you click on the roof, like actually click on it, right, this pops up as well. So this is your copy, And so basically it duplicates it. If you had another box, just like how you would click on the box and it would duplicate the box, if you click on the roof, it duplicates the roof. And now you have two. That is the copy, of course. These arrows turn it left and right. So if I wanted the roof facing like that, then I would hit that arrow. And this is just to move it around. Say like I don't want it on that box anymore and I just put it down here. That's pretty much the roof explained. One thing I don't have a lot of practice in is use of the platforms. Now the platforms, you can either use them on the ground like so, or you can use them on a roof. But for an example of them being on the ground, say you might want to build a custom staircase leading up to your door like so, and it would look like that. So that's one way that platforms can be used, is on the ground. Let me delete this roof up here, and you can use them on top. And it would look like that. Now I'm going to dupe this box, move it to the side. See, and so like if I wanted this house or this room to have a different height, I would add another platform to it. And basically like that. So they are stackable, and of course you can move it up and down. So like if I wanted it that tall, then I would do it that tall. Now again, I have mentioned that I am not an expert in platforms. I know a lot of people don't actually prefer to use the platform trims. So one way to get around that is by doing half walls. I see this oftentimes, especially on Lil Simsy's YouTube channel. She'll put the half wall up and then use wallpaper to match, make it look like the wall just went up a bit higher. This platform doesn't have the half wall. You can't put paint on it, and so it just kind of looks weird like that. And so really I would prefer to do that if I were to ever actually use the platforms. I would most certainly do it like this. You can even change the trim of the half wall to match your preference. So like if I wanted white trim, then I could put white trim. If I wanted the black trim, I could put black trim, red, and on and on and on and on. So that's basically platforms. Again, I do not use platforms. There is probably so much more that I could tell you about platforms, but I don't currently have the knowledge. So to kind of show you how I go about doing my roofing, I'm going to build an example house. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will see you all in a minute. All right, welcome back. I am not even going to tell you how many times I have bulldozed this lot and started over, but we digress. I'm over it. As you can see, I went for a bit grand scale because I wanted to kind of tie in how to roof this piece right here. How I would go about roofing this is I would add a roof first, build a ceiling from the porch. This really will just show you where to put the roof. And there are plenty of ways that you can go about doing this. I typically go for this half-hipped roof. Your hotkeys for switching your roof around, like I just did right there, would be in between the M and the slash mark. It's just your comma and your period. It's the less than greater than sign. I tend to normally always use that hotkey because it saves time from placing and then switching her around like that. But honestly, it's up to you. It's preference. I went ahead and placed it down. Now you see that there's not much of an overhang, and so I just give it an overhang. I'm going to pull it all the way over. You see how wonky and messed up that looks? We are not going to leave it like that. That's why this arrow is here, and we're just going to go ahead and pull it down to our preferred height. Not too short, not too tall. You can finish this side with a half gable, and again, just move it down to your preference and pull it through like that. But make sure that you do have it on the right level, otherwise it would clip and look silly like that. And then you would put your trim, choose your trim, put it there. Yes, and so that's pretty much the porch figured out. Let me go ahead and move on to this side. For something like this, to put over the chimney, I will just use a regular gabled roof. Now, it doesn't go as far, so we need to stretch it out. And I don't really like that height, so I'm going to lower it down just a bit and adjust as I go. Again, it's mostly just personal preference. I am not going to touch the little arrows because I like how it looks. All right, moving on to the top of the house. This might seem a bit intimidating for some. However, I promise it is not that bad. First, I like to roof the biggest part, which is pretty much this square right here, if you can see what I'm tracing. I'm going to hit that with the hipped roof, pull it out and adjust just like that. Again, it doesn't have an overhang, so I'm going to give it an overhang. Don't really like that height, and so I'm going to lower it down some. That's pretty much the biggest portion done on the top of the roof. Now I'm going to do this part to get it out of the way because it's the fairly simple one. I'm going to use the gabled roof and drag it out just like that. Now you see how you need to kind of line them up so that they don't look like that. I'm going to use my big arrow, pull it out to where it meets. Now you see that it is not the same height. So we're going to take the top arrow and move it down just one. And now I notice that this clips a little bit right there. That's just something that The Sims 4 does. Unfortunately, we just have to work around it. And that's that out of the way. I don't need to adjust the overhangs or anything. I don't have to pull it out further. It's just done like that. For this part, we are going to use the octagonal roof and go ahead and put it there, drag out the overhang, and that is literally what you do. Now, obviously, you might build houses with a different size room like that, but it's fairly just the same thing. You would just move and make it bigger just like that. That is the house with the roof on it. I'm going to go ahead and complete the trim. I will go ahead and change that roof texture. I'm going to actually put off decorating this house and do that for another video. So, surprise, you're at the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed and I hope this is kind of what you were looking for. Again, I am not an expert. Half the time, I don't even know what I'm doing. I just kind of mess around I just kind of mess around in the game and then I eventually get to where I was going. I want to thank you so much for sticking around to the end. Again, I am not an expert. I know that Lil Simsy has a couple of videos on how to roof. If my video didn't help, totally go check out hers because I'm sure she's much more thorough than I was. Again, thank you so much to my subscribers. Thank you so much again for sticking around to the end. It means so much to me. Like, you have no idea how grateful I am for everyone who watches the videos, everyone who likes, comments, shares, subscribe. Thank you so much because a lot of effort goes into these videos, believe it or not. It really makes my heart sing, and I cannot express my gratitude enough. Follow me on my socials. As you can see on that little pop-up right there, my socials are AnonSims_4 on Instagram and Twitter. I will catch you all in the next one, hopefully soon.